Hello everyone, Luke Smith here, and it's Thursday 22nd. We're going to do a Daniel Larson Wiki reading today. This is a AMA of FlyingFoxandwings. It's basically a Reddit AMA. I believe this happened end of last month, so it's like almost a month old, this article. So we're going to read it. This doesn't have anything to do with Daniel Larson directly. I just wanted to give this on a go because it was like new-ish at the time. So we got a quote. I went to Sobski Academy the same year he graduated. The freakiest part of that is that all things considered, he seemed relatively normal. He seemed to have issues where it came to academic retention, but he wasn't so-called delusional at the time. It was pretty sad growing up knowing him and then seeing what he became. And that was Foxandwings commenting on photos of a young Daniel. On the 24th of January 2024, Reddit user FlyingFoxandwings would post to the Daniel Larson subreddit, revealing themselves to be one of Daniel's schoolmates during this time attending Sobski Academy. I can't pronounce that properly. After revealing themselves, many users would ask them questions regarding Daniel, to which they'd answer. During this AMA, Ask Me Anything, by the way, if you didn't know what AMA stands for, they dispelled rumours of Daniel ever being bullied at school, due to Sobski's students being extremely understanding of his issues, given that most, if not all, the students were going through something similar to him. So it sounds like the academy is a bit of like a mental academy, like for people with like special needs. That's what it sounds like to me. This place is. So let's read the AMA. Obviously this is only text AMA, this ain't a video one, otherwise I'll be just playing a video instead. So question 1. Someone asked him, was he bullied a lot at school? And Foxandwings replies, contrary to what he may say, people were actually quite respectful towards him. We all knew we had our own issues, and for the most part nobody meant any harm towards him. Whenever he was called Danny Phantom, there was no malicious intent, malicious intent, there you go. He didn't really react to it. I guess that's more something that came after he graduated, but no one really bullied him. Well, that's nice at least. This particular school was small, so when I say that no one really bullied him, I mean there are only about 18 of us in the high school. Wow, the tiny school that is. That's like not even fills an entire class. Even the biggest bully in the school didn't really pay much mind to him. He was just reserved. Well, I suppose that's good. Let me just click my recording levels. That's fine. Question 2, asked by. Oh, let me just. Yeah, I still need to fix this mouse. Asked by Peepers. Is Sobski one filled with people like Daniel? Are you guys like him too? Generally unaware if Sobski is a short bus school or something else. That's what I think this is. So he replies, the Sobski holds kids with a wide range of conditions. I was there because I attempted suicide. Oh shit. I am fully rehabilitated and I'm not suicidal anymore. Well, that's good. I am now a law student in California. Bloody hell, he's doing well for himself, isn't he? Nice. Most of our other people had issues just like regular deficiency and fighting. You don't see many students ill. You don't see many severely ill students like Daniel, but when you did, it was a bit obvious. So yeah, it sounds like one of them like mental schools. something like that, like the mental institutions, that sort of thing. Sounds like one of those. Question 3, asked by Clock Apart, any interest in high school law? Was he deranged? Creepy? Please make a post describing the former celebrity's early teenage era or year. I think they added an A afterwards because by mistake. So reply was, he wasn't creepy. Actually, he seemed pretty normal. He had some issues with academic retention, retention, and he was pretty reserved. Oftentimes he would have an escort, like a wrangler, like a tard wrangler, that sort of thing. Well, they call them helpers now, but back in the day, yeah, wasn't much that. And his escorts would call him Danny. It's kind of just a habit to call him Danny at this point rather than Daniel. He didn't cause any very much trouble. However, there was an occasional close and lock, but it was pretty normal not normal for kids to cause such events. He was definitely suppressing the urges such as we see today. However, because post-graduation was like day and night, or night and day, he went from robotic to the way he is today. It was a rapid turnaround. So in other words, he seemed like semi-normal. Yes, because of like his autism, he tends to lock up because like most autistic kids do. But that's fine. That can be like gradually eased out of like as time goes by. So question 4 by Tupi. Is there a reason why he dislikes being called Danny? He hates it and will block anyone calling him that. Well, everyone referred to him as Danny at Susbury. Maybe that had something to do with it. It's hard to see what goes on behind each student's case, and or that reason. It's hard to really point a finger at a particular incident. He was also called Danny at Tennyson, at the Tennyson Centre. I'm pretty sure I read that article on here. So that could be the root cause. From what I've seen, Tennyson is not all sunshine and rainbows. One of my closest friends was sent there, and it traumatised her to the core. Yeah. To be fair, like I keep on saying, like mental institutions back in the day, they were fucked. They used to make kids a lot worse. Trust me, I know that sort of thing happened. Question 5 by Dork Diaries Bad. Was Daniel ever violent at all? Did he have any friends? Any major incidents? I remember hearing that Sosby wasn't a school that really intended to have kids graduate from, but to have children retagnate back from previous schools. Any truth on that? So the reply was, it is very true that Sosby is what is known as an alternative transition school. It is, like I said, mental institution school, that sort of thing. The main goal is to rehabilitate difficult students and help them sort through their issues to attain academic studies success. However, there are two situations where one will graduate from this school. Reason one can be that they came in super late in their high school career and they just aren't able to get rehabilitated enough to transition prior to their graduation. The other is that they made no progress whatsoever and have gone to the school for most of their career. It's actually somewhat sad. But not all hope is lost for those who graduate from Sosbury. Most of those who have lived their own lives now. Some even have families and others have regular careers. So it does work. It does work. It just takes time for certain people. Danny went a different way. it's already been speculated that during the time that he was at Salisbury that he was heavily medicated. I can see this being true. Again, I was put in place that no students know any details on another's case. So it's merely speculation, as it would explain the complete 180 turnaround. For the most part, he wasn't violent. He wasn't really violent towards the staff, however. In rare situations, he was violent towards himself. Well, that is true. I mean, we've seen proof that he bashes his head against the wall, hits himself, and screeches and stuff. So, yeah, now he is a danger to himself and other people. And I'm glad he's in jail at the minute. I'm not quite sure where that's going to head for him. So, question 6, asked by Fan 110 to 110. Did he ever talk about Grace Vanderbilt? No, not in the same way he talks in now. He still had an obsession with singing, but Grace Vanderbilt was actually not a known thing. Well, I'll repeat that. Grace Vanderbilt was actually not a well-known thing about him yet, because he suppressed much obsession and delusions. That's the thing. Is like back then, it was like supposed because like Grace Vanderbilt was a singer on America's Got Talent, and yeah, that was probably just starting back in them days. So he probably wasn't obsessed with her back then as he is now. Question 8, 9 and 10. 7, 8 and 9. Okay, we're mixing questions now. Clock apart. Interesting. Oh, these are replies. Interesting. No weird female obsessions or masturbatory habits. No rage freakouts or hitting himself. There was some hitting himself on occasion. That what would trigger the close and lock, but nothing like this at the time. Aggravating Cat 1257 asks, I'm sorry, but what exactly is close and lock? Okay, this is going to be good because I want to know about it as well. So Fox and Wings replies, essentially a close and lock is where a student would get unruly and out of control, that they would have to secure all of the students in classrooms. Oh, I thought they just tense up. Okay. Nobody was allowed to leave. Essentially, the building would go on lockdown. It happened on a pretty regular basis, and one time a kid even caused such a ruckus that the entire day that they went into a time day of close and lock. There are a few situations where this kind of emergency would happen. Brawls between students, self-injury and violence towards the staff were some of the primary reasons why they would call a close and lock. I personally never caused a close and lock. I was one of the few students that didn't get into physical altercations and cause such an event such as that. But oftentimes the authorities would be called and typically an arrest would be performed. It was pretty common to not have students for weeks, fucking hell, because of the fact that they were all in jail. Just arrest the fuckers, Jesus. Fighting and delinquency were some of the main reasons people was there. Damn. Aggravating Cat replies, thank you for answering me. If you don't mind, can I ask, did Danny have any friends that he could stink in school at all? He never showers nowadays, and did he pick his nose with his tongue back in them days too? Fucking hell. Fox and Wings replied, I answered this earlier. His hygiene was not up to par. Okay, I must have skipped past that girl. I can't remember reading that. That being said, it was definitely not as bad as he is now. He definitely still had a nose picking habit, and occasionally I would just get a glimpse of him picking his nose, Jesus, in certain ways. Oh God, it it was almost common at the school, and had a lot of developmentally disabled children, as well as depression sufferers and other that had conditions that would have the side effect of poor hygiene. And while your nose is after a while your nose just got kind of numb to the poor hygiene. So yes, there was one time that I saw him put his tongue up his nose to, like he does today. And when I say that, and I say that he seemed relatively normal, I mean it in the sense that he didn't understand how much he does it today. Okay, so that's like an ongoing thing then. Question 10. Dangerous Pepper 125. Has he always been as obsessed with kids younger than him? Replied with not that he made available at school. That would be something more of his case manager would know, and and that he was he was most on the reserve side anyways. Okay, so it's probably not as much back in them days. And question 11 by Cherishkins, I think that says, were you in the same class as him? Did he have any freakouts there? And Fox and Wings replies, not that I witnessed firsthand. He was 4 years older than me, so having classes were rare. The only one I had with him was back in 2017, where I was taking Algebra 2. So that's Algebra, the sequel. Ooh. He was relatively quiet and was a total wallflower. Okay, so that's actually interesting. This is interesting. There's the references, but they're all up there. We said it all, and this was last updated on the 25th of January of this year. So yeah, you got a picture right here. Might as well look at it if it loads up, please. Okay. Yeah, I went to Salisbury with Dan. Okay, this is basically what we've seen already. So yeah, basically a text stream. So yeah, that was actually quite interesting, to be fair. Like, more like Daniel Larson lore. And no, I don't think this is a troll or anything. I think this actually happened. So yeah, that was quite good to hear. Like quite good to read and very informative. Now I will be reading about the Gale saga probably early next month sometime. But at the minute he is still in jail. There's no word of him like coming out. He had his court cases, or some of them. I think there's 2 more court cases coming up, and like the last one is at the end of April, which I'm guessing that he's going to be in jail until that court case, unless someone pays his bail, which I believe now is $5,000, which hopefully doesn't get paid, because Daniel is in a safe area at the minute. He's not in a place where he can basically hit people and say racist things and that. I'm pretty sure they're controlling him enough where he is now, so that's good. He's got a roof on his head at least. So we're gonna see where that goes. So yeah, this will be the last Daniel Larson video until whenever, I guess. But tomorrow I'll be having a GeoGuessr session, and on Saturday will be a Chris Can video. So until then, see you guys.